Hello and welcome back to Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, 2020, probably sounds better. We're in the Master League with Wigan. Welcome back. If you're enjoying the series, please do leave a like on the channel and subscribe if you're new. You never know, you might really like how I do the Master League. We are doing something a little bit different in this one. We're doing it with the original lineup team. So we're Wigan, but we don't have any of their players, which also means I think some of them are on a free transfer, but we'll have to have a look at that later on. Our negotiation with the chat, we're going to say they're not open to considering new terms, so avoid renegotiating. Okay, so I assume this is going to tell us that it's broken down. But yeah, it's got a fair bit of love to say the original team. I don't think many people do it on YouTube, and so I don't mind. They're a team. Come back to us on Thursday. They're asking to reduce the asking price. Okay, let's just. He's not going to play, is he? So we'll just accept it. He'll be going on the 1st of the 1st as well. So yeah, not many people out there do the original Master League team. Maybe there's a reason for that, but it's what I always used to do when I was growing up playing Provo. So I thought we'd give it a go. But let's get into the game against Millwall. Obviously Bodvarsson up front is pretty decent. Shane Ferguson, Luke Steele in goal, Hutchison. I kind of feel like this is a very similar team to the Sheffield Wednesday team we played, but obviously it's different. Let's go and have a look at our players, see who's up for it, see who wants to go and put in a good performance for us. So we have Wamagatuka up front. Kuford again is on the high, but he's leaving the club in January, so he definitely won't be on the bench. Douglas Baggio can go on the bench. He's looking up for it, but a little bit tired. Candemir is also leaving the club. Actually, is it Caulfield or Candemir is leaving the club, not Caulfield. So we can leave Caulfield on there. But we don't need. Hang on. I'm over to Mary here, aren't I? Caulfield on the bench, which means you don't need Sorich. So we can actually let's put. Gios came on and hit the post, didn't he, in a previous game? Nuri can come in at right back for Siefert, and he can go onto the bench. What don't we need? I mean, I've never played Grenville either. He can come off. Redmond's probably a bit unlucky to miss out. Let's go for that. We'll give Caulfield a start. Gills is a little bit tired. We do need another centre-back as well. Unfortunately, Candemir is the only one we've got. 53 chemistry is pretty rubbish. It is something that we're going to need to sort out. We're actually going to go slightly more attacking for this game against Millwall because they're not very good. So they were bottom. They've just picked up 3 points. So it should be a very interesting game. But I'm happy with that. They're sponsored by Husky Chocolate. We're sponsored by some dodgy Asian brand. I can say that because I live in Asia. And let's get it in the way. We'll see you during the game. So here we are then at the DW Stadium for kickoff, and it is Wigan versus Millwall. Let's see how the game gets underway. Roberto Carlos having a pretty decent start as a Wigan manager, taking over this ragtag bunch of players after, you know, all the original Wigan players were released on free transfers. But Millwall have been struggling of late, only picking up their first win of the season in their last game, and Wigan are coming forward straight away. A ball into the box. It's headed off. It's nearly an own goal. It's a great save from the goalkeeper as Hutchison gets it away for Millwall, and nearly a terrible start for Millwall there as the away team. But they do come forward now. Good interception from Eriksson up to Castledine, who normally tries to make Wigan tick, but not a very good start to the game there as he passes it away. Ferguson lays that into Williams, back to Hutchison. Hutchison goes long again. We can see a bit of a pattern forming there between the two players. Ball goes to Hutchinson, it goes long. Nicholas in goal, out to the right hand side to Eriksson. In it goes to Rice. Rice tries to flick it on one more, but not the best pass. Haytich picks it up, lays it into Vasilj, goes on one more to Caulfield, the youngster who is impressing in training, so gets a start today ahead of Gioza. Up to Nuri, the new signing who's coming in. Can he just dink this one in? He does. Looking for Wagamatuka, but it's a poor pass. And easy for Luke Steele in goal to claim that one. Out to the right wing Mahoney. Up it goes to Bodvarsson. Bodvarsson looks for Smith. Smith lays it back to Bodvarsson. Out it goes to Brown. Brown put under a bit of pressure and robbed very easily by Caulfield, but couldn't keep it in play. Throw in to Millwall. Goes down the line. Flicked on well by Bodvarsson into Mahoney. Mahoney put under pressure. Cross is blocked. It goes in. Smith with a header. Nicholas touches it around. Makes a good save. It's kept in play as well. And both keepers forced into early saves. Both shots coming from Millwall, to be honest. As they come forward here. Castledine looking to make Wigan tick on the counter. As it comes forward. Pallister loses to get around. Comes with a Ronaldo chop. Very unnecessary. But he's managed to put the ball under pressure and he's got it back. Pallister gets a left-footed shot. Oh, it's past the post. Steele was beaten, but the weak foot shot from Pallister, it was just a bit too straight, wasn't it? And it went dead on. He lost the ball with an unnecessary bit of skill, won it back on the midfield though. Got it onto that left foot, not enough bend, and it goes past the post. A good start to the game from both teams. 17 minutes gone, 0-0. And you can see there the stats coming up. Castledean winning the dribbling stats at the moment, which is you'd expect. He likes to drive forward from the ball, with the ball from midfield. That's up to Rice. Up it goes to Palace though, who's just getting crowded out, so sensibly gives it back to Nori, who's just holding up the ball. Goes inside looking for heady, lays it off to Rice, into Castledean. Rice should get this back after it was blocked. Into Nori, back to Rice again. Wigan really trying to implement this passing and possession game that Roberto Carlos wants as manager. Lays it back to heady. Heady comes forward. And he's got some time. Just battled off the ball by Williams very easily, and Millwall look to go long again. Smith wins the header, but Vasilij is there to cover, who's been a very good defender for Wigan in the early stages this season. He's had a few indiscretions with the referees, picking up some yellow cards, but overall he's been defending very well, and he sniffs out an attack again and stops Bodvarsson coming forward. Out it goes to Caulfield on the left hand side. He goes up towards Castledean, flicks it around the corner to Rice. Rice holds it up and looks for Pallister, who comes forward well. And Wagmatuka loses his strength, tries to hold the ball up, but just a poor first touch meant he couldn't get it away. And now Arcas is trying. We haven't seen too much of Arcas. That's a really poor pass. It falls to Wagmatuka. Has a shot, and it's a good save from Steele to keep it. Was going in on target. Not the most powerful of strikes, but a good hit from Wagmatuka as that's flicked through to Bodvarsson from Smith. And again, Vasilij is there. He's having a very good game at the moment at the back. Nuri has the ball. Just spreads the play out to Caulfield at left back. The two fullbacks trying to link up with each other nicely, and Caulfield's given that away pretty poorly, but is lucky to get back. And again the crossfield ball from Vasilij out to Nuri, just trying to shift the Millwall defence across the midfield as Nuri gets it again, goes into heady, flicks it around the corner into Castledean. Castledean comes forward, sees the run of Wagmatuka, tries to link it over, but Wagmatuka's offside. It was a nice idea from Castledean, but just delayed the pass. It's a good line from Millwall, and Wagmatuka clearly offside. So that goal, as it did end up in the net, will be disallowed, and Millwall start again. Millwall will be happy 0-0 in this. Let's say struggling for points in the league this season. Roberto Carlos. Roberto Carlos' Wigan have been flying high, but Matt Smith has found himself in. He's taken a heavy touch, and Nicholas is quick off his line, as you would expect from a goalkeeper on loan from Serie A giant Udinese. Many people surprised when he took the step down to from Serie A into Championship. He just said he wants to play. He wanted to play football. Wigan were a nice offer, and he was very happy to be working alongside Roberto Carlos as Caulfield picks this one up. In it goes to heady, who looks up towards Castledean. Just uses his strength well. Castledean gets a bit of space, accelerates away. Is he going to have a shot? He is from range. It hits Wagmatuka, but it has fallen to Pallister, who invites Nuri forward. Nuri looks to fire this one low across goal. Wagmatuka has hit the post. Can he get on the rebound? He can. Decides not to shoot because of the angle. Comes back to Nuri. Ball in towards the back post. Arcas is there, but it's plucked out of the air by Steele. And Millwall survive again. Wigan trying to assert their dominance on this game. And it's with the right back Brown for Millwall. All the way back to Pearce, who in the early minutes of the half, well, forced a good save from his own goalkeeper, and that was probably the best save of the game. Nicholas having one as well. Wagmatuka hitting the post for Wigan. But at half time at the DW, it's probably a surprising result and one that's ruining a few accumulators at the moment. It's 0-0, and the stats seem to suggest that Wigan are having the better of it, but just struggling to hit the target at the moment. Millwall with the only shot on target of the game. Passes have been low in number, but have been pretty consistent from both teams finding their targets. Let's go into the second half, see if there's any changes, and we'll be right back with a live commentary. So as we get into the second half, the only change really seems to be a bit of a tactical one from Roberto Carlos, as he's gone to what looks like more of a 4-2-4, but that's a wonderful booth for Smith, who's actually used his pace to get away, shoots into the side netting, and Millwall look like they're coming out all guns blazing for this second half. And it was a very good effort there. Wonderful pass from the right back all the way over the top. Defence splitting as it goes through to Smith. He gets in. A tight angle. Nicholas has it covered and it hits the side netting. And as you can see, a bit of disappointment in that one from Smith. But yeah, just the change half time just looks like Arcas has been pushed up a little bit higher into more of a centre forward role. And Castledean pushing out onto the wing. Although he is found here in the middle of the park. Arcas gives it a 1-2 with Castledean, who invites Caulfield forward. He'll be asked to come forward a bit more in this shape, I imagine now, as Wigan just need to start using their fullbacks a little bit more, I think, as Rice has a runner outside him. He's ignored Nori. It goes into Arcas. Arcas into Wagamatuka, goes back to Arcas. These two linking up. It's a good shot, but it's past the post and just couldn't get it on target. For Arcas, as Carlos is very annoyed. He gives a thumbs up to his players. But yeah, not the best. Good flick round the corner there from Hetech into Wagamatuka. Good 1-2. Bounced up, set nicely for a shot, but still wasn't really troubled in the net. And it remains 0-0 here. I'm sure it won't be long until we see either the pacey Gios or the height of Mylov for Wigan, as that's a good header one, but it'll be easy for Kufield to just sweep round and cover that one, as Wigan look to build from the back yet again, as Hetech picks up the ball. Bit of space on the left hand side for Kufield. Up it goes to Castledine, up to Arcas. Flicks it around the corner, just holds on to the ball well, gets Caulfield back into the game, lays it into Castledine, who can see Arcas running for him. Arcas looks to dink it through, and it's looking for Pallister, but it's very well defended from the Millwall back four. They hold that line so well, as Smith now comes forward, dances around one tackle, and Vaselj, we mentioned it in the first half, he's become very common with the referees and picks up a yellow card for his troubles for that tackle there. And 55 minutes gone, and that's the worst tackle we've had in the game so far, which isn't too bad. But Vasil's just tried to hook the ball away and instead hooked Smith's ankles and gets a deserved yellow card. I think we can all agree on that one, as the ball is played into the box. Smith actually has a lovely touch to bring it down. It's a block shot and it goes behind for a Millwall corner. And Carlos is just sending a few subs to warm out. The two strikers who we mentioned before, Gios and Mihalov. Roberto Baggio, that would be lovely. Douglas Baggio's out there warming up as well, so we'll have to see what changes are coming for Roberto Carlos's men of Wigan, as it's going to be a corner fired in, and the header is one. I think that could be another corner, you know. I think it was a defensive header. No, it was a header off the attacker, and Nicholas is going to play this one short. It looks out to Ericsson, who's given him an option from the back. Roberto Carlos obviously trying to build this passing game, as we've mentioned, from the back, and doesn't want his players to rush and worry if it remains 0-0. He's confident that they'll always create a chance and eventually take it, as it goes up to Castledine into Arcas. Arcas just trying to tease the Millwall players out, as you can see, and it's a good ball through. It's made its way through to Arcas as Wagamatuka. Arcas tried to do the nutmeg back heel, didn't quite come off, and that's a poor pass, but it is recovered, and Arcas is just coming to this left hand side to defend a little bit. It's sort of bouncing around all the players. That's a really poor touch, but he does get it back. Mahoney, and then Bodvarsson puts Mahoney back through again for Selge. He's going to have the pace to get back. Mahoney onto his left foot is saved by Nicholas, and it just rolls out for a corner kick. And with 65 minutes gone, it looks like Roberto Carlos is going to make those changes we were just mentioning. It'll be interesting to see who comes on. It's a good save from Nicholas there, and it goes out behind for a Millwall corner, and they have made a substitution as well, so we'll have to come back to that in just a sec, as it does look like Roberto Carlos is going to chuck on Gios and Douglas Baggio for this for the second half of the second half, which will be an interesting formation change that we're going to see here. So Gios will go up front. It must be alongside Wagamatuka, because he's still staying on the pitch, as the substitutions are just announced by the fourth official in for this corner. So Williams is off to replaced by Malumbe for Millwall, and Wigan's formation is Arcas off to be replaced by Gios up front, and Douglas Baggio, the highly rated Brazilian, comes on, and straight away they've tried to get Gios in, using his pace in behind. Is he going to get there? No, it's good strong defending from the Millwall centre-back, as it goes long, looking for Smith again, who is beaten in the air this time by Ericsson, but it will be a Millwall throw deep in Wigan territory, and it's going to be Ferguson to take it from the left wing, once of Newcastle, up to Leonard, who is tackled very easily by Nouri there, and Pallister picks it up infield to Rice. Up it goes to Wagamatuka, looking to find his new strike partner Gios, but it's a good interception, and Millwall looking to sort of play on the counter-attack, looking a lot less direct than they were in the first half. A good tackle from Vasilj, had to get that timed right after his yellow card. Rice is sort of bouncing around his feet with the ball. He looks in, trying to play a 1-2 there to get Bodvarsson in, but it's cut out really well, and the ball is played to Caulfield, who had a lack of options up front, as Vasilj squares it along the back to Ericsson with a nice controlled pass, and he tries, I assume that was meant for Rice, but that's a terrible pass from the centre-back. And Wigan have got away from it as it goes up towards Wagmatuka again. This Wigan team just looking to look a little bit fatigued now as that goes forward. Vasilj heads it back to Nicholas. And he's not slowing the game down. He wants to get it underway. Straight away, Wagmatuka is battling and wins the knockdown from himself. And that's a good ball through. Looking for Nuri. Can he keep this in play? He does. Nuri's there. He's got runners in the middle. Flicks it across. Looking for Wagmatuka, who was unmarked for a while. Pallister will pick this up. Tries to keep it alive. Goes back to Heady, who invites Caulfield forwards. He's going to have a bang from left back. Oh, and it's a good save from Luke Steele. And it's cleared away. And Nuri will just let this run out for a throw-in. And I think there's going to be one final roll of the dice as Smith comes off to be replaced by Bradshaw. Smith's had a good game. Been involved in nearly everything good Millwall have done today. And it's also a striker change for Wigan. Mihailov comes on to replace Wagmatuka to give a bit of a different dimension. Wagmatuka's worked hard, run hard, but not really had the best chances today. As Caulfield has this ball, looks to ping it in. And it's flicked on, and Mihailov was just caught on his toes. And if he had been more alive for that flick on from Gios, it could have been 1-0. But into the last 8 minutes of the game we go. It's not been the best of games in terms of chances finished. There have been chances created, but neither team really taking them. And that's a wonderful technique to put that ball through. But it looks like the substitute who's just come on, whose name I can't remember, is caught offside. But yeah, now surely this will be a ball up looking for the height of Mihailov, and it is. Launched towards the tall Russian. And it's sort of, I think they just both headed it at the same time, and it fell down and no one reacted quick enough as Vasilj comes in to try and get that ball. And Douglas Baggio asked to put pressure on the defence. Vasilj will be under this one again. It is nicely flicked down from Bodvarsson though, and it goes in here. Eriksson tries to attack, and Bodvarsson's in behind. He shoots, and he's surely won the game for Millwall with 4 minutes to go. Bodvarsson has scored an absolute blinding goal through Nicholas. They haven't really created too much, Millwall, but they've stuck to their game plan. And look what it means to all the coaching staff. This could be their second win of the season and put them in amongst Wigan in mid-table. And it's all up to Wigan now to try and get this back. But it was a good header down from Bodvarsson in the first place. And then a lovely little ball through. Lund touch, through. Eriksson can't keep up. And that's fired into the roof of the net. And he's not going to miss from there. And Nicholas is fuming with his defence. Roberto Carlos is not happy on the sideline. And, well, the Wigan fans and board are going to be very unhappy about this, as that's a late challenge. But it's play on as it goes into Baggio. As Mihailov looks to play a 1-2, but Mihailov couldn't get the ball out of his feet. And Millwall look to bring it away. And again, they're using Bradshaw's pace this time. The number 9, Vasilj, has got to be careful. On a yellow card. Can't afford to dive in this situation, but stands up well and blocks the cross away. But Bradshaw keeps it alive. He goes back to Brown. Brown is there. Infield it goes. Looks to get a shot off. Is he going to bounce around and get away with that? No, he's not. It's going to be cleared away. There's 2 minutes left of injury time. Gios tries to release Baggio. Gives it back to Gios. Gios, oh, what a challenge that is from, I'm not too sure who it was, but Brown picked up the loose ball, and Millwall are desperate to hold on to these points now. And they're going to do it at the DW. It's an away win for Millwall. Wigan losing at home, and the fans are booing in the stadium. Roberto Carlos is not happy, but an 87th minute winner from Bodvarsson for Millwall wraps up this game. And you could probably argue that will go against the stats, but 3 shots on total. Wigan not mustering a shot on target. Really poor from them today. 6 shots in total, but none on target. Something Carlos will have to work on. Absolutely passed Millwall off the park, but the only stat that counts, it's 1-0 here at the DW, but it's gone the wrong way, and it's in favour of Millwall. And Bodvarsson, the goal scorer, gets your man of the match in today's game. So going round the other games in match day 5 fixtures, Cardiff losing at home 1-0 to Preston North End as well, as Brentford did as well to Sheffield Wednesday, who remain unbeaten in the league this season. Charlton Athletic losing at home to Fulham 3-1, a good win there for the Cottagers. Hull City a 4-2 winners at home to Luton. Stoke City, again they just suffer, and it's 2-0 away win for Reading. Blackburn Rovers losing at home 4-2 to West Brom. Nottingham Forest 1-1 with Queen's Park Rangers. Middlesbrough 4, Barnsley 0. Birmingham City 0, Huddersfield 4. And then Leeds United playing out a 1-1 draw with Bristol. And Derby County losing 1-0 at home to Swansea. So a good day for the away teams in the Sky Bet Championship. And what's that done to the league table? Well, Sheffield Wednesday still top 5 wins from 5. A great start to the season from them. Huddersfield are in second, Hull in third, and then the playoff positions are made up. Well, Hull, Fulham, Nottingham Forest and West Bromwich Albion. Wigan find themselves down in 14th, but Millwall's form continues and pulls them out of the relegation zone, which is now filled by Barnsley, Cardiff and Charlton Athletic. So all round a pretty poor day from Wigan, and they get drawn closer towards relegation than the top of the table, but obviously a position around about 8th to 10th is what they're expecting this year. It'll be interesting to see if they can do it. 2 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses so far makes up the first 7 games of the season. That's not right, makes up the first 5 games of the season. Disappointing result, that. Not very happy with that. I thought we'd absolutely smash Millwall, but we go on. We're playing Fulham next time. We defeat at home, which isn't very good. Let's have a look to see. So Vasil's received an offer from Blackburn Rovers, and they play it outright. They're sold on the cheap now that he's past his prime. Arcas, his contract is nearly up. Best 11, Mia Hylov has got the heading skill, good. And best 11 of the month, we can see it in team of the month, which I'm not too fussed about. Let's go and see what this deal is that they're offering for Vasilj, because I don't really want to sell him. No, I'm not going to sell him. I will end those negotiations. And I think the same with Arcas as well. I think we're going to... Oh, they've 10 million. I mean, he's worth 11 million. Has he got a minimum fee? Yeah. I mean, it's 11.2. I'm going to see if we can get him on... I think we've got to see if we can get him on a new contract, to be honest. He wants 15 million release fee, 9 grand. Don't know what he's already on at the moment. Let's... Okay, satisfied with our club, so negotiations should go smoothly. Okay. Okay, now he wants that 15 million. I think 15 million's okay. We'll give you a bit of a win bonus as well. We'll try and keep him around, I think. Candamir's off. But yeah, okay, some scout news as well. Let's go and see what we've got here. Goalkeepers all around. So, centre-backs we're looking for in, well, no region. So, I think we're going to have to look for a new centre-back, I think. And I do want a playmaker in central midfield. I think I need to look for passing stats because we're playing this passing game. So I think that is what we need to do. I'm interested to see our youth team again and just go... I'm not too fussed. I just want to see passing. So low pass and lofted pass next year. So 71-71 is pretty good. Have we got an out? Hibbert has got 72-70. Arbutina, nah, 66-68. Yeah, you're getting into a bit of a poor territory here. I don't know, maybe it's worth calling up someone like Harrington on a 69. Does look pretty good. He's 20 years old. He's got a lot of progression to go through. They say, what, 73 roughly they think he can get to? He's 6 million as well, man. I think that would be worth bringing in. We'll see how the contract negotiations go with Arcas, but we might be bringing in a youth team player. 20 years old, not that young to be in the... well, he's a bit older to be in the youth team. But there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know. Leave your reaction down below. If you've got any comments, anything like that, I do respond to nearly all the comments I get on all my videos. So thank you so much for watching. We'll be back for the next game against Fulham some point in the future. But for now, I'm out. Cheers.